A few years ago, the idea of walking, talking, and smiling robots felt like science fiction, something we might see in movies, not in real life. But today, that fiction is rapidly becoming fact. We're entering an era where robots don't just look human, they act human. Their movements are fluid, their eyes follow you. And their voices are calm and natural. They're designed not just to serve, but to connect. Around the world, robotics companies are racing to achieve the so-called chat moment of humanoids, that one breakthrough where artificial intelligence and physical engineering merge so perfectly that the line between human and machine starts to disappear. At the center of this revolution stands China, a country that has transformed robotics from a niche industry into a national mission. Leading the charge is Unitree Robotics, a company that began with simple walking robots and now creates machines so realistic they could pass for people at first glance. Their latest creation, the H2 Humanoid, doesn't just mark another step in innovation, it symbolizes a turning point for humanity itself. When Unitree unveiled the H2 in Hangzhou, the audience didn't quite know how to feel. The machine stood at nearly 5'9" tall, perfectly proportioned, with a neutral expression that occasionally curved into a smile. Its face wasn't made of cold metal or plastic. It was sculpted with subtle details, synthetic skin stretched over precision mechanisms that could simulate emotion. As it turned its head, made eye contact, and blinked naturally, men in the crowd gasped. It wasn't just impressive, it was unsettling. Some viewers compared it to something straight out of a movie like Ex Machina or Robot, where machines mimic humans too perfectly for comfort. But that's exactly what Unitree was aiming for. The company's founder, Wang Xingxing, admitted that earlier models were too robotic for the public's taste, too expressionless, too mechanical. So the team set out to design a robot that people could accept, even trust. People want something that feels alive, he said during the launch event. They want to look at a robot and feel familiar, not afraid. And so, they gave their machine a face, one capable of warmth, subtlety, and something that almost resembled empathy. But make no more mistake, beneath that friendly exterior lies a machine of immense capability. The H2 can walk, climb stairs, lift objects, and maintain its balance even when pushed or jolted. Its 31 degrees of freedom allow it to move with extraordinary precision. Each arm joint can deliver 120 Nm of torque, while the legs push an incredible 360 Nm. Its internal air cooling system ensures its motors never overheat during long operations. Even its brain is formidable, powered by Intel processors, with an option to integrate NVIDIA's AI computing modules for advanced perception and decision-making. Perhaps the most shocking part? Its price. The H2 starts at under $30,000, one-third of its predecessor's cost. In a single move, Unitree took humanoid robotics from a luxury prototype to an affordable product. And that changed everything. For the first time, small research labs, startups, and private companies could afford to own and experiment with humanoid robots. What used to be a field dominated by billion-dollar corporations is now open to anyone with ambition and creativity. But Unitree isn't alone in this race. Across China, a new generation of robotic startups has emerged, all chasing the dream of human-like machines. One of the most talked about players is a Headform, founded by Dr. Hu Hang, a Columbia University Ph.D., who once studied under robotics legend Hot Lipson. A Headform gained international attention with its real-life humanoids robots so lifelike they could mimic facial expressions, lip movements, and emotional responses in real time. Their latest creation, the Origin M1, is not built for factories or heavy labor. Instead, it's designed for something more personal, emotional connection. The Origin M1's mission is to explore how robots can convey empathy. Its cameras are its eyes, scanning faces to detect mood. Its micro-motors allow for delicate facial gestures, from a smirk to a sympathetic nod. And its voice AI syncs perfectly with those expressions, creating a sense of presence that feels disturbingly authentic. When you talk to it, you start to forget it's a machine. It responds just the way a human would, attentive, measured, and understanding. For Dr. Hu Hang, this isn't just about technology, it's about psychology. If robots are to live among us, he said in an interview, they must understand us emotionally, not just logically. Meanwhile, another company is blending robotics with art. Inuit Robotics recently unveiled Ani, a humanoid robot designed as a pop singer. Yes, you heard that right, a robot that performs music. Standing beside Chinese pop star Lu Yun on a live stream, Annie sang a Mandarin love ballad called Bubble. Her voice was hauntingly precise, her lips perfectly synchronized, her gaze soft and soulful. It was mesmerizing and eerie all at once. The song's lyrics compared love to a fragile bubble, beautiful but destined to burst. In a strange, poetic twist, the robot's performance became a metaphor for the fragile illusion of artificial emotions. Annie's head was mounted onto Unitree's compact H2 humanoid body, which stands just over 4 feet tall. This combination of Inuit's hyper-realistic facial mechanics with Unitree's powerful hardware created a machine that could move gracefully while emoting like a human. The H2's low price point around $16,000 made it the go-to choice for developers experimenting with human-like robotics. Suddenly, the concept of fake humans wasn't just confined to research labs. It was entering entertainment, education, and even customer service. But not all of these robots were designed to charm. In one viral clip that shocked the internet, a H2 humanoid was shown crawling down a staircase, its limbs bending unnaturally, its movements resembling a scene from a horror film. The footage was part of an experiment by engineer Logan Olson, who was developing a reinforcement learning system for adaptive movement. While viewers called it terrifying, Olson explained that the technique could be fatal in disaster scenarios, where robots must navigate unstable environments. What looks creepy today, he said, might save lives tomorrow. Still, the timing was uncanny. Unitree's new H2 model, unveiled days later, bore an unsettling resemblance to the possessed robot in the video. Behind the headlines and viral clips lies a deeper story, one about economics and ambition. Unitree Robotics is preparing for a massive IPO on Shanghai's star market, expected to value the company at over $7 billion. The demand for humanoids isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. Their upcoming model, the R1, is rumored to launch in 2026 with a starting price of just $5,9 cheaper than some flagship smartphones. Imagine a world where owning a humanoid assistant costs less than your phone. It's no more longer a futuristic fantasy. It's a business model. That affordability could transform everyday life. Factories could replace workers with tireless humanoids that never need breaks. Homes could have personal robots that cook, clean, and even offer companionship. Schools might one day use humanoid tutors capable of teaching with patience and perfect recall. The implications are endless and so are the ethical questions. Because as these robots become more human-like, we must ask ourselves, what happens to us? When machines can mirror our emotions, respond to our voices, and share in our daily lives, where does humanity end and the automation begin? Psychologists warn that prolonged exposure to humanoid companions could alter how we form relationships. If a robot can offer endless empathy, will we still value the messy, unpredictable nature of real human connection? Globally, this isn't just a technological race, it's a psychological one. Tesla continues to refine its Optimus Gen 3 humanoid, though it's delayed until 2026. In the West, companies like Figura and Agility Robotics are pushing for practical, general-purpose humanoids. But China's advantage is speed. Its government-backed programs and massive manufacturing base give it the ability to scale faster than any competitor. What once looked like a Silicon Valley dream has become a Beijing reality. Yet, for all the excitement, there's an ease. The uncanny realism of these machines challenges our sense of identity. When a robot smiles, does it feel joy or is it simply executing code? When it speaks softly, is it empathy or just data-driven mimicry? Each new improvement in robotics brings us closer to a future where the difference no more longer matters because we all respond to the illusion as if it were real. Maybe that's the true danger, not that robots will destroy us, but that they'll replace something essential in us. Our ability to distinguish authenticity from simulation. When we talk to a robot that remembers our name, our habits, our moods, it feels real. And maybe that's enough for the human brain to believe it. As we approach 2026, humanoids are poised to enter everyday life the way smartphones did 15 years ago. They'll be in workplaces, classrooms, shopping malls, and homes. The humanoid revolution isn't coming, it's already here. And just like with every revolution, there's no more turning back. The machines are learning, improving, and evolving with each iteration. They don't get tired, they don't forget, they don't need rest. But perhaps the most astonishing thing is how easily we're learning to accept them. In the end, maybe the greatest invention isn't the humanoid itself but our willingness to see ourselves in it. The H2 smiles, Annie sings, the M1 listens and somewhere deep inside, we feel a strange connection. For a fleeting moment, we forget their machines. We see humanity reflected back at us not because they possess it, but because they were designed to mirror it.